If you think about traditionally why somebody chose to use a translation management system, number one is that they knew enough about it to want to have that control over their processes. Typically, it works with a more complex content environment, so more than one content management system or code repository, more than one vendor, language service provider, lots of different workflows, perhaps many stakeholders inside an organization, and just wanting to bring it all together to share assets, especially translation memory for the reuse, but also for brand consistency with terminology and style, and centralizing everything through a system that provides the workflows and provides the connectivity where they need it. Whether that's still needed today, it's still a question of it depends, but it might be less necessary for a few different reasons, in that when TMSs first came into the market, the typical environment, especially from a larger enterprise, was to work with multiple LSPs, if not many LSPs. And I can give you some horror stories about that, because those providers couldn't commit to providing translation for the level of volume that the larger enterprises needed, or they didn't meet the financial criteria that strict procurement rules would need about the amount of revenue that an LSP should be generating to be a supplier to a big company. So there was always the need to have all of these multiple providers brought together. Now, today that's different in that you definitely have some providers that can cope with those large volumes of content, but at the same time, there are other drivers that say, well, we still need to work with more than one LSP. It might be regulatory, it might be a company's own procurement rules, or there may be various different reasons for doing so. But complexity is still a question, working with more than one provider, and perhaps all of the different systems that need to be connected. But there's other ways of connecting systems today.